everybody, I'm Corinne Blackstone and welcome to my craft room. Before we get started, be sure to sign up for my free monthly newsletter listed down below at my website, CorinneBlackstone.com. Be sure to also make sure you subscribe to my channel, that way you don't miss out on any of the crafty content we have coming or in my past videos. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to use some aftermarket parts with your Cricut. So these are by Craverland and they are pen adapters. There's a whole set of them and you can use a ton of different pens in them. They give you a little guide and then you can also kind of add your own notes in there as well. Now, one thing I want you to be aware of is that any kind of aftermarket tool, meaning anything that is not made specifically by Cricut, will void your warranty. Your warranty is 1 year from the date of purchase of your Cricut machine. So after that, you don't have to worry. You don't have a warranty anyways. And I can be honest with you, I've used these a bazillion times and I've never had a problem at all with my machine, so I wouldn't worry too much. But just so you're aware, you do have a warranty with your machine, and any aftermarket parts, whether it's an adapter, whether it is the engraving tool that I have with the Explorer, anything like that will technically void your warranty. But today I'm going to show you guys how well this writes. I think it does such a nice job. The adapters are awesome, and I'm going to give you some tips on how to do this and how to use them. So let's get started.
Whatever we would do, we do it just for fun.
I'm going to show you guys really quick how I set this up, because this is mostly just to show you the pens and how to load them into your Cricut, but I'm going to show you how I set this up as well, just so you can get an idea. So I am using what I call a free writing font, meaning it's not a Cricut writing font, but it writes really nicely, and it's called Always Here. So all I did was I just typed out each type of pen that we're using in a different line, and then I went up to operation and changed them to pen. Then I clicked on this little square next to them, and each pen has a different color so that it will change and allow me to change out the pen and the adapter for each and every single pen that we're going to use so that you guys can see what they look like. Then all I did was make this little 11.5 by 11.5 template using a square, and then I just sort of moved all of my words onto my squares so they fit. I'm going to go ahead and delete that square and show you the next thing that I need to do. I just need to select all of my words, and I just draw a square around them. You can also choose select all here at the top. Right now it says deselect, but you can choose select all. And I just want to make sure that I attach those. That's going to keep them all in place where I put them so that it doesn't try to move them around. If it tried to move them around, it wouldn't all fit on one 12 by 12 inch piece of cardstock that we are going to write on. So I just wanted to line them up myself personally. It just made it easier. Now all we have to do is click Make It, and what you'll see is that it's going to put these exactly the way that I have them laid out here on my page over on to my mat. Now you'll see that Cricut has it all laid out just the way I had it on our canvas over to our mat. So now all we have to do is click Continue, and you'll want to select your paper material. Usually when I write with pens, I just choose light cardstock. You don't really need to go any heavier than that. Light cardstock works just fine for writing, and we're just writing on some Michaels cardstock that I got in a 12 by 12 sheet of white. So I'm going to choose light cardstock. Then what I want to show you is that it really gives you a list of everything that's coming up. But what I did was I wrote down what color I assigned to each type of pen so that I could keep track. So we're going to start here with the black pen, and that's going to be our jelly roll. And then we should be able to really just follow that list right down to the Papermate Flare, followed by the Crayola Fine Line. And so it's just going to go down that list, and it's going to tell you what color pen to put into clamp A every single time right here. So you'll want to look at the color and match that up with the pen that we're using. So I'm going to go ahead and take you over to the machine. I'll show you how to take out the original adapter that's in the machine and how to put the new ones in. These are the adapters that we're going to be using. These are by Craverland. Now they have redone these adapters a little bit, so they're numbered now instead of lettered. So you're going to get a little guide that comes with it that will tell you what pens fit. But then I also made some notes on the top of my box for pens that they didn't have listed, because you can definitely try different types of pens and writing utensils in this. And then I do recommend keeping them in this box. It's a really pretty sturdy box, and it has the little foam to hold them. Again, like I stated in the beginning of the video, this does technically void your warranty if your machine is less than 1 year old, because this is an aftermarket part. So that's something that you'll need to keep in mind when you are deciding if you would like to do this. But once you're out of that 1 year, go for it. And I will say I've been using these for a long time, lots of times, and I haven't had any issues with my machine. So what you're gonna do to remove the original adapter, which is this white part right here, is open clamp A, and underneath there's these little tabs, and you're gonna squeeze them a little bit. This is really not easy. Like, I'll be honest, this does not make for an easy time. So it may struggle a little bit, but you can squeeze 2 of them and pop this out. And you can see it's just this little adapter. So then what I'm gonna do is put that in the little cup holder in the Cricut. That way it doesn't get lost. And then I'm gonna find the pen adapter that goes to the jelly roll that we're about to use. So what I need to do is find the one that's labeled SGR. Like I said, the new ones that I'll link below are a little bit different. They do not have letters on them. They are numbered. But they'll still come with the little guide. So once I found my adapter, I'm gonna grab the jelly roll pen, and you wanna make sure that you grab the correct one. So this is my jelly roll. Pop off the lid, and I'm gonna put my lid right on the back of my pen. Then what I'm gonna do is insert my pen into my adapter, and you'll kind of feel that it has a stopping point. Then all you need to do is drop your adapter into your pen holder. Go ahead and close that. And then we will load our mat. And what you'll do is wait for the Cricut button to light up, and that'll let you know that it's ready to write. Go ahead and hit that, and what you'll see is it's gonna write with the jelly roll. So I'm gonna go ahead and load all of these different pens throughout. I'll try to go through which one I'm using with you guys, and we'll get everything taken care of. To remove your pen, just open up clamp A, and you're gonna pull out your adapter, pop the adapter off, and then put your pen cap back on. The next pen we're gonna work with is our Crayola Take Note, so just make sure that you do press the button to bring down the pen. Just like the other one, you're gonna drop this in until you feel it pretty much can't go any further. Go ahead and drop that into clamp A, close it, and hit the Cricut button. Our next marker is going to be the Crayola Fine Line. So what we're going to go ahead and do is pop that out, set that to the side, and then again just put the cap on the Crayola marker and drop it in. Now these are awesome. I love the Crayola Fine Line markers. They work amazing. Go ahead and set that in and hit go. Okay, we're on to Papermate Flares. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull this out. Put the cap on. And then again, the Papermate Flare. This goes into this olive green colored one. Go ahead and drop that in and close and go. This pen is one that I absolutely love just in general. This is the Crayola Signature. With these ones, I do like to just make sure that they're going to start writing. So I just go ahead and scribble a little bit on the bottom corner. Because they are a gel pen, it does help to just double check and make sure they're writing. Now we're on to the Sharpie Fine Point. That one goes into this kind of like medium purple colored. And again, this one you'll push down a little bit until you kind of feel you can't go anymore. You don't want to force them, but you want to push them down a little. Some of them will fit a little bit tighter into the carriage than others. This is one that fits pretty tight. This next one's a little bit more experimental. We have not tried this one yet, so we're just gonna go with it. I just sort of found one that looks like the pen is sitting low enough. So when you get these, you can try a bunch of different pens and just see which one looks like it's going to sit correctly in the holder. As you do this, you'll see a little bit more like where they sit and where they should sit. So that's something to kind of think about when you're doing this. You can definitely try lots of different pens and find which ones work, but as you do it more, you'll see kind of where they need to sit in the holder for them to work correctly. So this one here is another pen that they don't list or marker. So with some trial and error, I found that it fit into this blue one really, really nicely. So it works really well like that. Now, like I said, this is why I have some of those notes on the top of my box, because it tells me what adapter goes to what pen that maybe they don't list. Next, we have the Sharpie Ultra Fine Point, and this goes in this bright yellow. That one is one that they list in the booklet, so it's super easy. But again, you just play with them and figure out which ones fit. So this next one was supposed to be the Pilot G2, just to try it, but I can't find an adapter to fit this pen. So what I'm going to do is just pull out my pen, close the door here, and then just let it go, pretending that it's actually writing. The next one is also one that I ended up buying the wrong size. So this is the Bic Bright Liner. I bought the ones with the grip. Don't buy the ones with the grip. You need just the plain ones. I accidentally got gripped ones. The gripped ones don't fit, and I don't have anything else to replace that with. So I'm just going to go ahead and, again, let it pretend to write, and that way it's not writing anything. Now this one, we do have the correct pen for. That is the Sharpie pen. These are really nice. Come in a ton of colors. And this one goes into this kind of like minty blue. Go ahead and open and drop it in. And go. Our next one is the Bic Crystal pen. Now this one I've not done before, but this is the adapter they say fits it. So we're gonna go ahead and give it a shot and see what happens. So this next pen is Color Technic. I did this one before, but I completely forgot to write down which adapter fit. So what I'm going to do is drop the adapter that I think might be it into my holder, and I kind of see about how far it looks like my pen is from the paper. That looks pretty close. So what I'm going to do is pop off the adapter. Put it to the side and think maybe that's it, but I'm going to go ahead and just kind of stick it in the top of some other adapter options and just see, because I know that it fit pretty well in one of them. I just don't remember which one. So this is kind of where you're going to play around. Like you see, this goes too far. Like I can put the whole pen through it. So that's definitely not the correct adapter for it. But you kind of just play around and see which ones look like they might fit. Like this one doesn't even fit through. So that's definitely not it. So that's kind of what I do. I just go through and see if I can find one that looks like it's going to be about the right size. Like this one looks closer than the other one, but that is definitely already touching the paper, so that's like not it. So far it's looking like that orange one may be the winner. But again, you just kind of put them in and then see where it looks like it's sitting, if it's sitting really far away. Like that one looks pretty good. So let's see what happens. This may be completely wrong because it's a little bit high, but we'll see what it looks like when it starts. You can always pause it if it's not writing, but it's writing, so that's definitely it. I knew it was an odd colored one. I just didn't remember which one. That was our last pen. pens. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is unload and put all of my pens, make sure all the caps are on, put all the adapters away, and then I'll show you what everything looks like. So let's talk about each of the pens and how they did. So first we have the Jelly Roll. I think that one does an awesome job. But again, with that one, make sure that you write somewhere before you start using it because you need to get the gel to start moving. The Tin Mitt gel pen did a great job as well. Again, one that you're going to want to write with. And you see like over here on the eye, can you see that where it missed a line? That was mostly likely due to the gel pen itself and not so much the machine. Then we have the Color Technic gel pen, which I think is probably my favorite. But again, you do have a slight missing line right there. And again, that's mostly from the pens. They tend to get a little bit clogged up. So I wouldn't write big things with the gel pens. The Big Crystal pen, which is more or less a regular ink pen, did a great job. I like it. I think it did a nice job writing out. It looks pretty good. Then you have the Sargent Classic, which is basically like the off-brand Crayola marker. And it did a really nice job. It looks very, very filled in. You don't see a line at all. That one looks really good. Then we have a Papermate Flare. This one, I think, did an excellent job as well. You can see that it caught all the lines and it did a fantastic job. Next is the Crayola Signature, and I think that one came out, look how good. I think that one came out so nice. Looks really, really nice and filled in. That is another version of a gel pen, but I think that it's a little bit nicer than the other gel pens. Then you have the Crayola Fine line. That is just a regular Crayola washable marker, but again, it did a really nice job. The Crayola Take Note is a much thinner, more of like a gel pen, perhaps more of an ink pen style. So you do have a little bit more of an outline to it, but if you make the words smaller, you won't have that outline. These are all about 0.8 of an inch tall, so they're pretty big words. Then we have the Sharpie Fine Point. This is more of the Sharpie marker, like the standard size marker that you would see with a Sharpie, and I think it did a nice job. They're a little bit bleedy when it comes to these types of letters, but I think if you made it a little bit bigger, it would be fine. Then we have the Sharpie pen. Now, my Cricut did lose connection to my computer for just a minute. I am using Bluetooth and my computer went into sleep mode, so it did lose connection. So it did not write the entire word pen, but had it not lost that connection, it would have been fine. And last but not least, we have the Sharpie Ultra Fine Point, and you can see how well that one wrote. So I think all of these are a really, really fun option with those adapters. But again, remember that does technically void your warranty with your Cricut, so just be aware of that fact. But I do think that these are a really great option, especially if you're over your warranty. Like I said, I've used these a million times and I've had zero issues with my machine. All it does is it just changes out that adapter. I really like the Craverland ones. I think they're really nicely made. I've used them. I really like them. I think they are really, really easy to use as well. And their little guide that they send is super helpful. But again, you can use some pens that maybe you already have and just kind of test them out with the different style adapters that you have and see which one works best for which pen, and then just add your own little notes in the box or add a little card in the box with your own notes. If you guys have any questions about this or any of the other things that we do here on my channel, please let me know. I'm always happy to answer those for you. I'm linking everything for you in a page on my Amazon store, so you can find all the markers that I used, plus the adapters. Really easy to find. It'll all be in my Amazon store, so you'll be able to find them super easy, but it'll be linked in the video's description. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to my channel. I would love to have you as part of my crafty family here on YouTube. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and as always, happy crafting!